So if you're also tired of all the jargon and marketing surrounding manifestation and just want a clear science-backed explanation to why manifestation works, how to use it, then this video is for you. I promise you, you're not going to watch another manifestation video after this. Now in this video, we are not going to break down some clickbaity 369, 666, 963 technique that manifests your SP in 3 minutes. No, we are breaking down the 3 fundamentals that cuts across all manifestation techniques. First, intention, being crystal clear on what you want. Second, identity, believing that you already have it. And third, gratitude, being immensely grateful for it. First, setting intention. Now, why is this important? That's because everything that's created in the physical world was first created in the human mind, then manifested itself in the physical world. Now, the problem is many of us have a very clear idea of what we don't want, but a very vague idea of what we want. So if we are not clear on what we want our lives to be, then everything that we create in this world will also be very accidental and haphazard. Have you ever seen an interior designer design a room? They spend countless hours getting clear on what they want the room to look like. Minimalistic, edgy, industrial, modern. The point is every color on the wall, every piece of furniture, every lighting is all carefully planned. How the room will look like is first created in a designer's mind, then into a mock-up and manifested in real life. And that is exactly what we want to do with our lives. Which is also why many people recommend creating a vision board, because before getting what you want, you have to be very clear on what you actually want. Another very popular technique is to write down what your future self will look like. This technique is borrowed from business. Many experts advocate creating an ideal customer profiles for startup. What do the customer looks like? Where do they eat? Where do they shop? How do they spend their free time? What is their hobby? Their age, their gender, where they live, their income, their education, their job title. This helps the business avoid wasting time and align their team and strategy. So to borrow this idea, we can create an ideal profile for ourselves. What time does your ideal person wake up? Where does she dream? What does she eat? What kind of hobbies does she have? What kind of content does she consume? Who she hangs out with? How she spends her weekend? What time does she go to bed? How does she respond to criticism? The idea is to think through all these details because it will inform our everyday decisions, and we are very clear on what version we are becoming into. Now the cool thing happens when you set your intention. Once you give your mind a goal, your mind will automatically work towards the goal. Now, I know this sounds a bit woo-woo, but bear with me. Neuroscience explains that setting goals brings them into reality because your reticular activating system starts filtering out the distractions and highlighting relevant things, like seeing a red car everywhere after you decided to buy one. Effectively, you start to notice more opportunities because you are clear on your goals. Cognitive science explains that the brain has a goal-oriented behavior, what Dr. Maxwell Maltz describes as a servo mechanism. He describes the subconscious mind as an automatic goal-seeking guidance system that automatically steers us towards our set targets. Like, if you think everybody hates you, then you are going to exhibit the behavior that make people hate you. Now, there's an important distinction between having an intention, having a desire, and being desperate. Setting intention is like walking into a lift and pressing the button once. Desire is going to the lift and not pressing the button at all. Desperation is going to the lift and pressing the button 50 times and accidentally spoiling the lift in the process. So what we want is to set intention. Which brings us to step 2 of manifestation, identity, your self-image. Behave as if you are already the person you are wishing to become, even before you feel like them. For example, a fit person goes to the gym, a content creator creates content, and start behaving like them, and soon you will become them. Why? Because results are a lagging indicator of your daily habits. Your body is a lagging indicator of your exercise and dietary habits. Your bank account is a lagging indicator of your money habits. And your desk is a lagging indicator of your cleaning habits. So as long as you do the actions of the person you wish to become, you will become that person. Just remember that the person you want to become keeps doing what's needed to stay that way. A fit person stops being fit the moment she stops going to the gym consistently. It's an infinite game, so keep showing up like the person who already has it. By doing so consistently, you will accumulate this stack of undeniable proof that you are the person you say you are, creating a positive reinforcement loop that shapes identity and in turn shapes actions. We constantly act in ways that confirm our beliefs. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy. In the book Atomic Habits, James Clear recommends setting identity-based goals rather than action-based goals, saying I am the type of person who exercises instead of saying I want to exercise will make you more likely to exercise. Dr. Maxwell Maltz, a highly successful plastic surgeon, found that patients, after having a disfiguring scar removed, experience positive psychological transformation. They become more confident, more outgoing, more friendly, more successful, but only if their inner self-image or their self-identity has been shifted after the surgery. So just claim the identity first, because it will show up in your thoughts and your actions and your behavior. A salesperson was struggling to sell a $500 product because he was broke, and so $500 to him was a lot of money. His mentor gave him $5,000 and told him to carry that cash everywhere with him. With that money in his pocket, he started showing up more confidently, believing that he is the type of person who can afford a $500 product. And suddenly, he sold more easily. There is also a famous framework called Be, Do, Have. If you want a promotion, be that person that's already promoted, then do what this person would do, and then you will have the promotion. So be, do, have, not the other way around. Why is behaving like you already are the person important? Because if you're working to become that person, then there is desire. And when there is desire, there is a chance in your mind that you might fail. So you are susceptible to excuses, impatience, giving up. Instead of having desire, we can consider having the job done. For example, buying a newspaper. If I wanted to buy a newspaper, I go out and I buy it. There is detachment to the outcome. You're unbothered. You're not worried about, oh, am I going to get a newspaper or not? By setting the intention to buy the newspaper, it is as good as done. I focus solely on the action of going out to get the paper, and I do not waste any energy fretting over whether I'm going to get it or not. And this makes it certain that I will get the paper. The greater the desire, the greater the chance of failing. For example, if I'm walking on a plank 100 meters above the ground, my desire to not fall is crazy high, which paradoxically increases my chance of falling, compared to if I'm walking on a plank that is 10 cm above ground. I don't care if I fall, so I'm completely focused on walking, increasing my chance of success. If we believe that we are already the dream person, then we focus on taking the actions this dream person will take, and we will definitely become that dream person. The third and last element of manifestation is gratitude. Why is this important? Because if we don't count our blessings, we end up counting our problems. When we count our problems, we are essentially looking for evidence that we are unlucky, unsuccessful, and that everything is against us, which affects the story you tell yourself. Once you tell yourself that you are unlucky person, unsuccessful person that will never achieve its goals, then you unintentionally set the intention that you are this kind of person. You take actions that confirm these beliefs. So there you have it, the three fundamental elements towards manifestation and the science-backed reasons behind it. First, set your intention. Set intention, not desire, not desperation. Second, believing that you already have it. And third, being immensely grateful for it. I hope this video was helpful to you.